guys, my name is Erica and welcome to Sign with Love. I wanted to make this video as a channel introduction and sort of to tell you who I am and why I'm even talking to you right now. So the best way I could do that is to give you my Christian testimony. So I'm just gonna start from the beginning. I grew up in a Christian household, so I was pretty familiar with God. But honestly, when I went to church when I was little, I would just be there. I didn't know what was going on, and I would probably write on like the what do you call those things? Like the offering envelopes. That's not good. I'm very ashamed to say that. But that's what I did, and I was a kid. I didn't know any better. And for a while, I can remember for a while I didn't go to church. And I don't know why, we didn't go, but I still knew who Christ was. So, I would say my prayers at night and I would, bless my food, sure. But it was still no like real relationship, even though I knew who God was. And it wasn't until maybe 15 or 16, one of my best friends introduced me to a different church. So my mom and I started going there, and eventually we became members. And I remember I started to get a little bit more involved in the church, especially with like the youth ministry. So that's when I started to get a better relationship with God. And that's probably like the first time where I learned about faith and what that actually means. Still, my relationship with God is nothing like it is now. So I was still kind of just going through the motions, like, okay, yeah, say your grace, yeah, say your prayers at night, yeah, be thankful. And that's pretty much it. And then came college. So I can remember my sophomore year. I was so discouraged because I was like, what is my purpose? That's the first time where I really noticed, like, people, it was so much pressure to have a good career after college. I felt like I was so lost in the world. Like, you could be a teacher, you could be in the medical field, but me, all I knew was how to write and maybe become a journalist. I didn't know, but that's all I was good at. And I felt really discouraged because I felt like I should have had some other type of skill that would give me a good job after college. And so I remember just praying like, you know what, God, please reveal your purpose for my life, what I should be doing. And then looking back on it now, like, I know everything that happened to me happened for a reason, and it couldn't have been more perfect. So that same summer, I was a sophomore. So going into my junior year, it felt like my life was just flipped upside down. Like, that's the first time I ever had to deal with like real life situations, like, heartbreak and grief and things like that. So coming into my junior year, I didn't know what to believe anymore. Like, I didn't know what to think. Like, oh, all this bad stuff is happening to me. I feel so sad. I feel so depressed. What am I supposed to be doing? So from my experiences, my friends told me, you should write a blog, write about your experience, write about how you're handling these tough situations. And at first I was like, no, why would I? No, I'm not. And then I remember praying about it, and it couldn't have been more clear. Like, that was the first time I really heard from God, and he was like, yes, this is what you need to do. Like, well, first of all, let me back up, because in those tough situations, like, I remember saying, like, why is this happening to me? I remember, saying that, and then this is the first time where I really heard from God, and he was like, listen, I cannot make this up. He said, you may not like what's happening to you right now, but I promise you it's going to be okay. That's in my voice, but it felt just like that. And it wasn't like I heard this big voice. It was just like through the songs that I was listening to, like the albums that were coming out. Like that didn't happen like just in a coincidence. That happened for a reason. So then moving into my junior year, that's when my friends were like, you know, you should write about your situation. And I was like, why would I do that? And that's when I heard God tell me, yes, that's what you should do. So in October of 2017, Signed with Love was born, and it was basically a way to, I don't know, it was like a healing process for myself and to help other people too along the way, you know, to show other people, hey, if I can get through this, then don't worry that you can get through this too. You can get through whatever you're going to as well, with faith and with a relationship with God. So that happened, and just when I thought things were like, you know, moving a little better, wrong, another slap in the face, that's when that same, like literally, I posted my first blog, and I'll link all that down below. I posted my first blog, and literally like 6 days afterwards, my dad passed away. So I was like, what is this? Why is this happening to me? And after that, like I'm sure I wasn't praying, because what am I supposed to pray for? How do you get over something like this? And from there, that's when I kind of got what I like to call my reintroduction to God. That's when I knew him as like a comforter and a healer, and you know, that's when my relationship really grew stronger with him, because you know, who else was I gonna lean on and depend on in such a rough time? So fast forward to that, after learning how to, you know, grieve and get through it, I became a lot stronger. My faith became a lot stronger. I wasn't easily swayed by anything, you know, and I could tell people, like, not looked at me differently, but they saw changes in me. Like, why is she acting like that? But it was, I couldn't help myself. If you would have, you know, experienced the things that I did, you would want to change. So you would want to be better. And so that's how I kind of ended up where I am today, just wanting to be better. And from not knowing my purpose at all to being brought down so low, God can take your pain and turn it into purpose. And I think that's what happened to me. And I think that's what, you know, Signed with Love really did for me. Like, I didn't know that I would be on YouTube talking about this, but it was through all of those tough situations that led me up to this point, which I am very grateful for. I don't like the things that happened to me, but they needed to happen for me, and that's who I am today. So basically, this channel is going to be about faith, lifestyle, inspiration. You know, I don't want people to think like I'm some type of preacher, because I'm not. I've learned like all the time. I teach myself all the time. Well, I don't teach myself, you know, I learn from church, of course. Like on my blog, I say I'm a woman with a laptop and faith. The last thing I want to leave you all with is my favorite scripture, and it reads Romans 8:28. For we know all things work together for the good of those who love the Lord, who are called according to his purpose. And I just like to live with a Romans 8:28 mindset, because it helps me, you know, stay grounded. Like, whatever you're going through, whether it's good or bad, you know that everything's gonna work together in the end. Like, it has to. It's not no maybe, like, oh, I guess things will turn. Like, it's gonna work together in the end. So I just encourage everyone to live with that mindset, because it really helps me. So that's it for this channel introduction and my testimony. Again, like, comment, and subscribe. And I am signing this video with love. I hope that wasn't corny, but